Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bay Games Grand Slam workout announcement 3.19. My name is Ed Morrison. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you, depending upon where you're watching around the world. Welcome to beautiful Sydney, Australia. I'm here at the Cube Gym, and just behind me I have the Cube crew. Welcome, guys. Well, can you believe it? It's week 2 of competition already, and what a first week we had. Deadlifts and burpees for the first half, and then some heavy cleans for the second half. I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to something different this week. Now, we've got a live announcement coming up soon, and we'll have 6 athletes throw down and give you a demonstration of that workout. Before we go any further, I'd like to thank our apparel partner, RenegadeX, and I'm joined now by the director of the Bay Games, Matt Locke. And Matt, what a first week it was.
Yeah, absolutely. It was fantastic to see the competition unfold. Obviously, we've got the live leaderboard, which has given us the opportunity of seeing how things are going. Loads of people posting to Instagram and to Facebook, which is fantastic.
What were some of the highlights of the live event last week at CrossFit Games?
Oh, look, there were so many highlights, but I think the takeaway for me was just the courage of the athletes. I mean, let's face it, they're here as they were last week. You know, they get 10 minutes notice, they don't know what the workout's going to be, and they're kind of coming in front of the big cameras and the bright lights, and they're giving it their all. So kudos to them, they absolutely nailed it.
Now, speaking of cameras and bright lights, these live announcements, they're a unique event. The athletes, they have to play to the crowd as well as an online audience, and they know that they've got thousands of people watching. It's a unique energy that's here.
That's exactly right. And at the end of the day, there's an anticipation, I guess. Now we're in the middle of the comp. There's an anticipation because everyone wants to know what the workout's going to be. Of course, the athletes here tonight, they're going to find out and only a few minutes later give it a red-hot crack. But you can feel it, and we've heard from the crew already, you can feel the excitement building, and we can't wait to get it underway.
Now, last week we had a number of elite CrossFitters throw down, as well as 2 ex-professional rugby players. But this competition, it's not necessarily just for the elite athletes. There's also average Joes, if you will, throwing down as well.
Absolutely. Everything we're doing is for the everyday athletes around the world at the end of the day. If you think about last week, for example, Heidi Lynch, who went out in Heat 1, she's a full-time teacher, a full-time mum, full-time wife. She's holding down a full-time job at the end of the day, keeping home, working, but training like a trooper. And we saw that come through. You saw the level of commitment and dedication that saw her win in Heat 1 last week. So absolutely fantastic. And it really is for us all about the everyday athletes out there.
Well, we're not far now from releasing the next workout for you, but before we do that, if you missed out on last week, here's a sneak peek of what went down last Friday night at CrossFit Games. So that was just a short snippet of what happened last Friday night, and obviously we're going to have much more highlights coming up later when we watch the event go down live. Now, let's take a look at the leaderboard after 2 events or the first week of competition. Why don't we start off with the RX females. Now, in first place, we have some international athletes, and in fact, we've got a United States athlete in first place, followed by Anna Donu from Austria. And we've also got RX males as well. And I'll just wait for the leaderboard to come up and I can take you through the RX males. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, how good is it that we have a United States athlete winning an Australian competition? Is anyone happy about that? Okay, here we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Leanne Watson in first place from the United States, like I said, and then we've got Anna Donner from Austria, and she's competed before in Australia. And then we have the first of our Australian representatives, Hayley Lynch, which is who Matt spoke to you earlier about. If we flick across towards the male RX athletes, we've got Alessio Angelucci in first place. He's from Chocolate Box Training, where we'll be next Friday night. And then Tremaine Jensen, who's a Kiwi who lives in Melbourne. That bloke is an absolute beast. And then we've got Jake Armistead, also from CrossFit Craigieburn down in Melbourne. Let's have a look at the female scaled results. And I've got Lisa Stacey from On the Move Health and Fitness, Caitlin Gray in second place, and Katrina Allen. And in fact, if you look at the female scaled leaderboard, it is dominated by Australians, with one Austrian in ninth place. And then finally, let's have a look at the male scaled leaderboard. We've got Jason Church from CrossFit Waikato and Ryan Fenning from The Collective. And then in third place, I've got Craig Albero from CrossFit 6714. Let's meet the athletes that'll be throwing down this evening and performing the workout 3.19 in front of you. Fresh from the CrossFit Games, competing in Project X. Cube Crew, would you do me a favour and welcome Mr. Khan Porter? Khan, come up here. Good, mate. Now, Khan, is this the shortest off-season you've ever had?
What off-season?
So 2 weeks ago, you were at the CrossFit Games. Did you have this booked in directly after the Games, or was it just a matter of how the Games panned out for you?
So I've got another event coming up in a couple of weeks, so I knew that there would be pretty much no break after the Games, but planning like a little 2-week break after that with my missus, and that will be the off-season done and dusted. 2 weeks this year.
Now, we talked off air before about the landscape of CrossFit competitions has changed slightly. Have you found yourself beginning to compete more in not just CrossFit events, but also sort of functional fitness events like this?
Yeah, absolutely. Like with the changes to the CrossFit Games season, there's so many opportunities, more opportunities for athletes to compete. And one of the cool things about that as well is it's allowing CrossFit athletes that typically focused on the traditional CrossFit season to sort of look elsewhere for competitions. So you've got things like this that are popping up. There's other events as well. Like I took part in one called the Turf Games recently. There's the IF3 that I'm about to go over and do in Sweden, which is a different competition. There's so many different events as well, which, yeah, if people are into their fitness and they want something to train towards, there's heaps and heaps of opportunities.
Now for this workout, the Grand Slam workout 3.19, are we hoping for some classic CrossFit movements? What would you like to see come out tonight?
I wouldn't mind a heavy barbell, but I probably won't hold my breath. I think last week with the 3-position clean might have taken that one off the agenda, but oh mate, whatever, it'll be a good fun.
You may have missed the boat with the heavy barbell, but we'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, Khan Porter. All right. And going head-to-head against Khan Porter will be the man that finished fourth last year at the Bay Games, and that's Mr. Josh Sharp. Please welcome Josh Sharp, ladies and gentlemen. And Josh, I mentioned you came fourth last year at the Bay Games. Is there any pressure returning to this competition, feeling like you need to either do that performance again or better it?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, the year before I got third, and to get kicked back a little bit last year just made me even more hungry to come back.
So is the goal this year later at the Bay Games to finish atop the podium?
Yeah, I decided after last year's Bay Games that if I'm going to train for it, I may as well try win it. So.
Absolutely, that sounds like a good plan. Now, you've got Khan Porter as a one-on tonight, a CrossFit Games athlete, both in teams and individuals. Can I ask you, is the plan to completely ignore Khan, or is it to try and stay with him, or are you gonna face away from him? What's the deal here?
I'm going to try pull a Stephen Bradbury.
What? As in, wait for him to slip over at the end?
Hopefully he falls over.
Can you ice skate?
No, not at all.
It's unlikely ice skating's appearing tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Sharp. All right, another athlete that has competed at elite CrossFit events is one of our female athletes throwing down tonight. Would you please welcome Tiffany Chapman? All right, Tiff, I've already asked the gents what they want to come out of the hopper. We know that you competed this year at a few CrossFit Sanctionals events. What would you like to see make its way onto the competition arena tonight?
Yeah, I'm with Khan. I'd love to see a heavy barbell, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. So, yeah, anything that's a bit of skill, a bit of moving around, would be happy with.
I feel like both yourself and Khan maybe should have thrown down live last week. Now, tonight you're going up, and we'll speak to Nat in a moment, against somebody who's from a very different discipline to you, or at least their background is. Does that make it difficult to sort of pace off them? Because typically in CrossFit, you sort of know what the expectations are of the other athletes around you. What are you going to do tonight when you've got someone with a triathlete background against you?
Yeah, no, she looks like she definitely knows what she's doing and is going to give me a run for my money. So I'm going to try and keep up with her and hopefully, do the best I can against her. She looks like she knows what she's doing. So.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, best of luck to Tiff Chapman. And the woman that will be going up against Tiff is that woman that I spoke of with a triathlete background. Would you please welcome Nat Smith? Okay, so it's become very clear who has the home ground advantage here. Nat, welcome. As I spoke of, I've mentioned a few times now, you've got that background of triathlon, but then you moved into sort of functional fitness and you do a bit of F45. Can I ask you, what's been the most difficult thing to acquire after leaving the sport of triathlon and moving into sort of functional fitness as a sport?
I guess after leaving triathlon, took me a while to sort of find my feet and find something that I love away from the sport. A lot of the training with triathlon is a lot of hours put in, a lot of slower movements, more of an aerobic kind of workload. So making that shift to a more functional training where things are a bit more explosive, shorter and sharper, it took me a while to sort of make that transition and get my head around some of the moves. But with the PT background, it definitely made it a little bit easier. But yeah, I love functional fitness. Away from triathlon, it's more of a team aspect and you get to be around a great community like the Cube, which is amazing.
Now, everyone's talking about wanting a heavy barbell, but I'm assuming that's potentially not what you want to see. What would you want to see come out tonight?
Love to see some burpees.
You do know they had burpees last week. You can't have them every week.
Yeah, it's not going to be in it. And this barrier, I'm guessing there's going to be no running. There's no ergs anywhere, so it'll be interesting to see what they come up with.
So far, we've had people simply wishing for what came out last week, so we'll see how we try. Nat, best of luck this evening. Nat Chapman, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the third and final heat this evening is going to put a master and an apprentice against each other. And I'm going to bring up the apprentice first. Would you please welcome Cody Edwards to the stage, ladies and gentlemen. Cody, you didn't get as big a round of applause. That's disappointing, but Nat seems to have the home ground advantage here. Now, I said that we're sort of pitting master and apprentice against each other. You're going up against your boss, effectively. Has he told you that you're not allowed to beat him tonight?
Yeah, pretty much.
So you've been instructed very much, you're like, you won't have a job on Monday if you beat me.
I've got to back off a bit.
What are you hoping that comes out?
Handstand walking would be nice.
Okay. Well, I think the arena's not actually badly set up for handstand walk. Just handstand walk, we pair that with anything?
Maybe the rings.
Okay. All right, handstand walk and rings. Finally, someone wanting to see something that wasn't there last week. Best of luck to you this evening, Cody. And finally, the master in this situation is Brandon Hassick. Brandon, welcome to the stage. Now, Brandon, for somebody who follows you on social media and sees a decent amount of your training log, we know that you're a very smooth mover. Would that mean that tonight you'd be hoping for something sort of high-skilled to come out, or what would you like to see?
Yeah, I was hoping for handstand push-ups or shouldered overhead or something similar.
Now, jokes aside about the master and the apprentice, you must train with Cody a fair bit, or at least sort of do workouts together. Are you going to use him to pace tonight, or how will you interact with him on the competition floor?
Yeah, usually I just let him pace and then I'll just come home strong.
So it's just like a piggyback off the back of him and just last round, come up. Well, best of luck tonight, Brandon. All right, so ladies and gents, they're the 6 athletes that are going to be throwing down, giving you ideally a really nice demonstration of how you can tackle workout 3.19. Without any further ado, I'm going to hand you back to Mr. Matt Locke, the director of the Bay Games, and he's going to announce workout 3.19.
Okay, thank you, Ed. So here we are, workout number 3, and 3 features quite heavily throughout this workout. Without further ado, let's get into it. The first reason that 3 is relevant, there are 3 components to this workout. Okay, the first phase of this workout starts with, are you ready? 10 double dumbbell snatches. Athletes will move straight into a 16-meter mixed carry walking lunge. Of course, using the same dumbbells. When they've completed that, they'll then move straight into 32 double unders. Now, I mentioned that theme 3 features quite heavily in this workout, and the reason for that is, another reason for that is that the athletes will complete 3 rounds of that. The 10 double dumbbell snatches, the 16-meter mixed carry walking lunge, which is 8 meters out, turn around, 8 meters back, and 32 double unders. They will do that 3 times. That will get them to the middle phase of this workout, which is a mandatory 3-minute rest. So the athletes do their 3 rounds, and then they have to wait for 3 minutes. It's time to catch their breath, collect their thoughts, before moving into the final phase of this workout, which looks like this. Ten double dumbbell hang snatch. So a subtle difference. In the first one, we're going from the floor. In the second one, we're going to start from the hang position. The rest of the workout is the same. So they've got the 16-meter mixed carry walking lunge with the dumbbells, 8 meters out, 8 meters back, and 32 double unders. Now, don't worry. If you're in the scaled division, then you get to do singles, and it's not double the number, it's 32 singles instead of the double unders. Okay, you will do 3 rounds of that last phase of the workout too. And now this is for time. There's no tiebreaker, it's for time. The fastest wins. There is a time cap, and that time cap is 14 minutes, which of course includes the 3-minute rest. So there you have it. 3:19 has been released. The athletes are going to go and get briefed by the judges and start to do their warm-up. And what I'd like to do now is hand you back to Ed, who's going to walk you through the movement standards.
Thank you so much, Matt. Now that you know what the workout is, let's go through the movement standards. Now, I need to be clear on something. We're going to show you the movement standards here tonight so you understand what the athletes have to do. But if you're completing the workout at home, please make sure that you read the movement standards properly. There's nothing worse than doing the workout, then realize that you didn't adhere to one of the standards, and therefore your score doesn't count. I'm going to show you these movements in the order that you will see them as they appear in the workout. So the first movement is the double dumbbell hang snatch. The dumbbells will start on the floor, and they must travel overhead in one fluid movement. It can be a muscle snatch, it can be a power snatch, it could be a squat snatch. I'll ask Shelby to just face me for the moment. What we'd be looking for at the top of the dumbbell snatch is the elbow, shoulder, hip, and knee at full extension. On the ground, only one head of each dumbbell needs to touch the ground. That's the double dumbbell snatch. The dumbbell cannot go to the front rack on the way up in the snatch. However, it can be brought to the front rack on the way down. Directly after the double dumbbell snatch, the athlete will go into the mixed grip lunge. One dumbbell needs to be overhead, while the other dumbbell is in the front rack. The back knee must touch the ground, and the athlete must return to full hip and knee extension in between each lunge. At any time, if the athlete feels the need to change which hand is overhead, they may do so. However, if the athlete puts the dumbbells on the ground, to recommence the lunges, they will be brought back to the nearest 2-meter increment. As Matt said, it's a 16-meter lunge, which is broken up into an up and back of 8 meters, but these will be segmented as 2-meter lines, and this is where you'll be brought back to if the dumbbells touch the ground. The last movement is a double under. This is a traditional double under. The rope needs to pass under the athlete's feet twice. And if at any stage the athlete trips, that last jump, like that one, would not count towards their total reps. They're the 3 movements that you will see in the first part of this workout. In the second part of this workout, everything about the double unders and the lunge is the same. It's only the snatch which changes. It's now a hang snatch. The standards for the top of the movement are the same. For the hang snatch, the athlete must deadlift the dumbbells to full hip and knee extension and then commence the snatch from anywhere above the ground. The hang is deemed anything between the hip and the floor. The athletes cannot touch the dumbbells to their shoulders on the way up, but if they feel the need to bring it via the front rack on the way down, then they may do so. Ladies and gentlemen, could you give it up for my lovely demo person, Shelby Berry? Okay, so they're the movement standards. It's important that you adhere to them. Why is it important? Because we've got some awesome prizes, not least of which is a prize purse of over $30,000. But for the moment, let's hear from the crew from Wonder Fit and see what they've got to offer for our winners of the Grand Slam.
I'm Carrie. This is Will.
And we're the founders of WonderFit.
WonderFit is an active adventure and fitness retreat company. We take you to the most beautiful places in the world. We combine fitness and active adventures.
We started WonderFit to take my passion for fitness and Carrie's passion for travel and building a community of like-minded travelers. On our retreats, when you join us, you can expect to have some awesome fitness, meet some amazing people, experience the amazing culture that each of our destinations has to offer. Simply put, we make an awesome bucket list trip that you get to experience.
What we love so much about it is seeing people come as strangers and leave as friends.
Looking forward to meeting you.
All right, team, so we're only moments away from the first heat of this workout taking place, and as you can probably see behind me, both Josh Sharp and Khan Porter are warming up these movements. Now, this is an interesting workout, and how you might play this one in terms of tactics, I guess this is definitely one that you might want to try and tackle twice. Do you go out as hard as you possibly can in that first 3 rounds and see what happens in that second piece, or do you try and pace the first 3 rounds with the idea that you'll have something in the tank for the second 3? Remember, there's that obligatory 3-minute rest that you need to take. And I might just touch base with the lads and ask them what their thoughts are on this. Sharpie, if I could grab you for a second. Yeah. What's the go here? Are we just going to go out as hard as you possibly can in the first 3 rounds?
Nah, definitely. Like, I'm going to try and hold a hard pace, but the more smooth and controlled I can be, probably going to be better.
Now, that double dumbbell snatch, that's not a light weight for that. Are you going to be able to hold on for all 10 reps, or are there going to be some tactical braking somewhere there?
Yeah, if I go for it, I can probably just hold on, hopefully.
And will you be going straight from the dumbbells to the lunge, ideally, or will there be a little break in between, maybe?
Ideally, go straight into it, yeah. If I have to break, I'll break in the middle and then go straight into it.
Mate, it sounds like you're going to be holding a very fast pace. I might check with your opponent on what they'll be doing. Khan, it's not a light dumbbell for double dumbbell snatch, is it?
No, those are going to get spicy, and I think the first 3 rounds are going to be a bit of a test of patience, because I think it's going to be on those hang that they start to get sort of really spicy. If you can imagine, you've got 22.5 kilo dumbbells. It's 48. It's like a 48 kilo overhead kettlebell swing.
That's a horrible way of thinking about it, but that's definitely an accurate way of thinking about it. Before I let you keep warming up, are you going to hold a bit of a pace then for the first 3 rounds, just so you don't blow your doors out, or will you just go for it?
I'll sort of see how that first round feels. Maybe try and like just move smooth, stay in control of my breath, stay balanced, and then make the call from there. I think a couple of strategic breaks in the first one may come in handy. That said, if I feel good, I'll just go.
Beauty, mate. Well, best of luck. We'll let the boys finish their warm-up. We're only about 60 seconds away, and we shall start the clock. So just to go over the workout one last time, 3 rounds for time of 10 double dumbbell snatches, straight into 16 meters of a mixed carry walking lunge, and 32 double unders. As soon as you finish that, there's an obligatory 3-minute rest, and then you begin the second part of this workout, which is another 3 rounds, and it's almost identical. There's just one change, and that is that the double dumbbell snatch is now a hang snatch. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I think we are very, very close to beginning. Athletes are just checking in with their judges at this point in time. We'll get some music pumping. We'll get the crowd pumped up. Cube Gym crew, give me a little bit of noise. Give these athletes a little bit of noise, please. All right, in a moment I will get the clock started. In fact, Shelby, you're going to help me out by getting the clock started.
Oh, we're ready?
All right, athletes chalking hands. This will be fascinating to see how this plays out. And in fact, we might just reset the clock. We're about to go. Yep. Yeah. All right, boys, let's have a clean fight here. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Josh Sharp and Khan Porter, who are going in 10 seconds. Starting in 5, 3, 2, 1, go. And we begin. 10 double dumbbell snatches, and both these gentlemen taking care of the 222.5s very easily. It's a slight lead at the moment to Khan Porter, who is cycling the dumbbells with great ease. He said he'd see how he goes in terms of going unbroken, and he is marching through the lunges. In saying that, Josh Sharp is now giving chase. So Khan's completed the first 8-meter increment, and he changed his hands. Josh Sharp is only 2 meters behind him. And at this stage, we are on track for something around 1 minute for the first round for Khan. And Josh is only just behind. Khan begins the first of his 32 double unders, and he looks calm and steady on the jump rope. Josh Sharp begins his. And certainly a faster cadence from Josh Sharp on the rope. Maybe he can make up some time here. All right, so done in 1 minute and 8 seconds with his first round is Khan Porter. He's 2 snatches down. Make that 3. Sharp is back on the dumbbells. He begins his second set of double dumbbell snatches. Sharpie is definitely within striking distance here. Khan Porter's set a hell of a pace, but Josh Sharp will not go away. Don't worry about that. Porter begins his second round of mixed grip lunges, and he's extending his lead. And this is where the difference is, that strength of Khan Porter, having no issues with the lunge whatsoever. Sharp begins his second round of lunges, and Porter is on his way back to commence his second set of double unders. And in fact, Khan Porter is now done with his second round of lunges. He's holding a blistering pace, ladies and gentlemen, and he looks very comfortable. Now, Josh Sharp has fought hard on the lunges, and he's in fact been able to turn around without putting them down. And we're 2 minutes 20 down, so we're just over that 1 minute around pace. And as I say that, Khan Porter, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Khan Porter, Cube Gym. He is on round number 3 already. All right, and Khan is on the last round of snatches. Josh Sharp just struggling slightly through the second round of double unders. But he's done very well to stay in touch of Khan Porter here, who again goes straight into the lunges So if anything, Josh Sharp has closed the gap slightly. He begins his last round of snatches, but Khan just so strong on those lunges. We've just ticked over the 3-minute and 15-second mark, and Khan Porter looking to go unbroken for all 3 rounds on these lunges. Certainly looks like it's starting to get tricky holding that dumbbell overhead, but he is marching literally down the AstroTurf here at the Cube Gym in Sydney, Australia. You are watching workout 3.19 of the Grand Slam go down. And at the moment, Josh Sharp is really fighting hard on the dumbbells to get them done. Khan Porter is about to finish the 3rd round of this first piece of the workout. And he will begin his obligatory 3-minute rest in just a moment. And exactly 4 minutes for Khan Porter on the first piece of this workout. So he will recommence the second 3 rounds at the 7-minute mark. And Josh Sharp is fighting extremely hard on the lunges. He puts them down in between. So Josh Sharp with 1 set of lunges and then double unders to complete. And if anything, he looks to have found a bit of a groove with this last set of lunges. Cube Gym, would you make some noise for Josh Sharp as he makes his way through this last set of lunges for the first 3 rounds. And he gets there on the last lunge. Now the man is an absolute wizard on the double unders, so he can pull this in just a tick over the 5-minute mark. And I'll wait for the judge's call. And he completes it. 5 minutes and 13 seconds for Josh Sharp. 4 minutes for Khan Porter. Khan Porter has another 90 seconds rest before we do it all again, but this time from the hang. And you could see there that the weight of the dumbbells really became the sticking point, particularly on that last round of snatches for Josh Sharp, who fought hard on the lunges. And for Khan Porter, it was just a matter of keeping his foot on the gas pedal. And he was able to hold about 1:10 for his first round, 1:15 for his second, and then about 1:20 for his third round. So we'll get a really good idea early on here of how much recovery is possible in the 3 minutes. Khan Porter doing some sort of dance move to try and get the blood to the bottom. The legs are cooked, he tells me. But he'll be going from the hang now, so let's see if that is an easier task or a harder one. So 30 more seconds for Khan, where Josh has another 2 minutes and 13 seconds. So at this rate, Khan will have 7 minutes to complete this under the time cap. And Cube Gym, there's 10 seconds before Khan takes off again. Make some noise for this CrossFit Games athlete. 3, 2, 1, and he is away. So it must be a hang. He's got a no rep for not deadlifting the first one. And so remember, folks, the standard is that the athlete must do a full deadlift and then commence the hang snatch. And that's why Khan was receiving a no rep, but he's away and moving. And if anything, he looks a little bit more comfortable from the hang. He's doing it easy, but remember, this man has been to the CrossFit Games 5 times, multiple times as an individual. And this time with the lunges, he might have actually taken a leaf out of Josh Sharp's book. He's going into more of a sort of hold at the shoulders as opposed to a carry. So this is going to be a slower first round than the first round of the original 3-rounder. And it's definitely the lunges that are proving to be the the challenge here for Khan. He looks ultra composed on the snatches. The double unders are not an issue for this man, but the lunges are the challenge, and he's doing a great job, and he gets through unbroken again. So he'll move to his jump rope. As I say that, Josh Sharp is away. So both athletes are now in play. And Khan Porter with almost a full round lead over Sharp. So Josh Sharp still opting to muscle snatch. Remember, any variation of snatch is allowed. It doesn't have to be a muscle snatch, but both these gents are opting to try and save the legs a little bit for the lunge. And Khan Porter is done with round number 1 of the second part of this workout. Now Josh Sharp goes into his first round of lunges in this second 3-rounder, but it's Khan Porter, and look at the smoothness of the man on the double dumbbell snatch. He is making those dumbbells look like they are empty. So strong through the hips is Khan Porter. Now for the first time out of the previous 5 rounds, he puts the dumbbells down in between the snatches and the lunges. And in fact, he put it down at the 7th rep of the snatch, and now he's into the lunges. We've got 4.5 minutes remaining on the clock. You get the feeling it's going to be very touch and go to get this under the time cap. This second 3-rounder is not the same speed as the first 3-rounder. Now Khan puts the dumbbells down. Sharp is on the double unders for the first of the second 3 rounds. As Khan Porter makes his way back to begin the double unders on round number 2 of this second part of workout 3.19. Josh Sharp is beginning his second round. All right, Porter is back on the jump rope. And Josh Sharp is fighting hard on those dumbbells. They are not light, those 222s. He is heaving those things overhead and doing a mighty fine job of it, but it is Khan Porter who is putting on a bit of a showcase for us here at the Cube Gym in Sydney, Australia. He has got his foot on the pedal and he is heading into the last round of this workout. Sharp is on the hang snatches in round number 5 out of 6. He's got 2 reps to go. 3 minutes until time cap. You get the feeling that this is going to be touch and go for Sharp to finish it. Porter should make it with 3 minutes remaining. And Sharp begins the lunges of the second round. And he looks super strong on these lunges. Hey, Cube Gym, would you make some noise to Josh Sharp for me, who is fighting hard? And he is almost, yes, he is halfway through those lunges in round number 5. Now, Khan Porter, the dumbbells are down momentarily. They didn't go down at all in the first 3 rounds, but in this second 3-rounder, those hang snatches are proving to be a little bit of a sticking point. And now he is away on the lunges. And so Josh Sharp is returning to the jump rope for the 5th time in this 6-round workout. It's 2 3-round workouts, but let's refer to it as a 6-rounder. 2 minutes until time cap. 2 minutes until time cap. And Khan Porter has 8 meters of lunging to do and 32 double unders. And at the moment, he is looking to pull this workout in slightly under 13 minutes. He's going to get to the jump rope at about the 12:30 mark. At this point, I don't quite see Josh Sharp being able to finish it. But ladies and gentlemen, Khan Porter is on his last 32 double unders. Sharp begins his last round. And you would think that Khan Porter is going to do this in just a touch under 13 minutes. We're at 12:48 right now. And ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Khan Porter. 12:52 unofficial. And Josh Sharp is chewing through that hang snatch. And if anything, this is his best round of hang snatches yet. 5 hang snatches to go for Josh Sharp. I've got 40 seconds to go. Cube Gym, let's make some noise for Josh Sharp. Let's get him through these dumbbells. And goodness gracious me, these dumbbells are not light. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The dumbbells are heavy in this workout. Every rep will count for this leaderboard. 20 seconds remaining. And Josh Sharp goes straight to the lunges. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and that is time. Khan Porter and Josh Sharp. Good job. And ladies and gentlemen, I will let these athletes catch their breath, and then we will ask them about how that one went down. Now, you just saw it go down for the first time in the world. Remember, you'll have 6 days to tackle this one, but what I can say is that 14-minute time cap is going to be tricky. If we see someone like Khan Porter take 12:50-ish to do this, we know that 14 minutes is a big ask. And I might just ask Khan, was that as challenging as you thought it would be when you saw it on paper?
It's kind of got challenging right around where I thought it would, which is that sort of back end of the second half. Advice for anyone about to tackle it would definitely be manage yourself on the first one. Leave enough gas in the tank for that second. There's no need, I don't think, to go unbroken on the first 3-rounder. If you're good at snatches, even if you're good at snatches and stuff, 10, quick rest, then you lunge, put the dumbbells down, change hands, go again. I reckon that's going to be a pretty good strategy. I reckon, yeah, with that in mind, probably go a little bit faster even than I did.
Do you reckon, mate, that the hang snatch, it looks like in the first 3-rounders, the lunges were a bit of the sticking point for you, and then in the second 3-rounder, it looked like the hang snatch was really challenging?
Oh man, my legs are toast. I did a big session this morning out west, and we did a lot of legs, a lot of shoulders. So I think it was just getting that stability in the lunges, and my legs just burning. But yeah, I think. Like it's gassy if you can hold on to that. Yes, 22 kilos a hand's not light, but for those bigger guys, Alessio, I'm looking at you on top of the leaderboard, probably should be able to do it unbroken.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have a hot tip for you. Don't do a big leg day in the morning before completing workout 3.19. Ladies and gentlemen, can you give it up one more time for Khan Porter completing the workout in 12:50? And Josh, if I could grab you over here. Josh, well done, mate. The first 3-rounder looked really smooth on the dumbbells, but then they got heavier in that second 3 rounds for you.
Yeah, they're a heavy dumbbell for me. Yeah, I could hold on till I couldn't, and then the body just wanted to slow down.
If you do it again, and I'm not too sure if you will, but if you were to do it again, would you approach the first 3 rounds differently at all?
Yeah, maybe a little bit of breaking up, like Khan said, but at the same time, you need that time for when the fatigue hits anyway, so tough call.
Absolutely, mate. Well, best of luck if you do it again, and best of luck for the rest of the Grand Slam.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we'll go to a quick break and hear from one of our sponsors, and when we get back, it's the females' turn to throw down. I've got Matt Smith, and I've also got other athletes also throwing down, so we'll be back in just a moment. I have two athletes that are about to throw down. We just saw two of the men throw down. Now we're going to have the ladies throw down. I've got Tiff Chapman and Nat Smith, who are currently warming up behind me. And I might just get an idea from them about how they might tackle that. Tiff, can I start with you? You watched the gents do it. What did you take from that? Is there anything you're going to use from a strategy point of view?
Yeah, I think it hit them in the second half more than I thought it was going to. Maybe makes it sort of take it a bit easier on that first bit, and definitely just chalking up to hang on to those dumbbells in the hang snatches there at the end. So.
I'm sure this doesn't help me mentioning it, but is it a worry when you see someone like Khan Porter go so close to the time cap? Obviously, you're going to have to move quite fast to get this done in the 14 minutes.
Yeah, no, I like dumbbell stuff and like double unders, so hopefully I'll be able to chase him down. See how we go.
I like it. Best of luck, mate. All right, well, we might get a quick word in with Nat. If I could have a quick word with you. Now, it's my understanding, because you told me before, double unders. How long have you had double unders for?
Day? Like it's a bit of a YouTube job.
That in itself is a When did you get the rope?
About midday today.
I think that deserves a round of applause itself, simply tackling the double unders like that. Now, that is the spirit of the Grand Slam, without a doubt. Ladies, without any further ado, if you need to hear the workout one more time, folks, 3 rounds for time of 10 double dumbbell snatches, 16 meters of mixed carry, walking lunge, and 32 double unders. Rest 3 minutes after that first 3 rounds, and then we go again, exactly the same, but this time the snatches are from the hang. I'm going to start the clock. Ladies and gentlemen, would you make some noise for Nat Smith and Tiff Chapman, please? 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. Away we go. And Nat Smith is opting to bring the dumbbells back down via the front rack position. Remember, the dumbbells can touch the front rack on the way down, but not on the way up. Tiff Chapman looking very strong with those 2 15s in her hand. Now, she's opted to put them down before the lunges. Nat Smith is going straight into the lunges. Tiff Chapman, with all that experience at that sanctionals competition level in CrossFit. Nat Smith is just going over the halfway line. All athletes opting to change hands at the halfway point, but remember, you don't have to change hands at halfway. And look at the strength of Tiff Chapman on the dumbbells. She's got the 2 15s in her hand. So Nat Smith has been brought back for bringing the dumbbells down early, so that might have cost her the lead. And in fact, they are now neck and neck. All right, we are 1 minute and 5 seconds down. Both athletes are on their double unders. And Tiff Chapman begins. And look at Nat Smith's double unders, ladies and gentlemen. She's doing them better than me, and I learnt them 10 years ago, so she's doing a fine job. All right, Tiff Chapman goes unbroken on the double unders and moves into the second round of snatches. Now, remember, we saw Khan Porter do this first piece in exactly 4 minutes before. So let's see what Tiff Chapman is capable of. She, again, very tactically opts to put the dumbbells down between the snatches and the lunge. Now, that's interesting. She must have watched Khan Porter do that. Well, not do that, I should say. And she's making the call to break up the snatches. As I say that, Nat Smith is on the lunges for round number 2. 2 minutes and 15 seconds have expired. Remember, 14-minute cap on this deal. The lunges are certainly proving to be the most time-consuming piece of this workout right now. So Tiff Chapman is done with her first 8 meters of lunges. And Nat Smith is 1 lunge away from round 2 being complete. And she will head back to her second set of 32 double unders. And she's complaining to the crowd about her arms, I believe. That's going to happen with double unders. Sorry about that, Nat. So she begins her Second set of 32. Chapman has had to break up the lunges, but she is back on the march. Chapman doing a fine job with those heavy dumbbells. Nat Smith is currently taking a break. So we're 3 minutes and 30 seconds down. And both women are winding up round number 2. And in fact, Nat Smith is on round number 3. And she begins her double dumbbell snatches. And Nat is probably the first athlete opting for a little bit of a power snatch. All other athletes have been muscle snatching, but Nat's just doing a little rebend of the knees. Remember, folks, it can be a power snatch, a muscle snatch, a squat snatch. Nat Smith is powering through the dumbbells. Chapman begins her third round. And it is Nat Smith on the march. And we have just ticked over the 4 minute and 30 second mark. And at this rate, you would think that Nat Smith will get this done slightly over 5.5 minutes, depending on how the double unders hold up. Chapman is on her last round of double dumbbell snatches in this first 3-round piece. All right, Chapman has taken a break from the snatches. They'll be back over her head in a moment, I have no doubt about that. And she is into the lunges. So here goes Nat Smith on her last round of double unders. 32 double unders before she gets her 3-minute break. And if anything, this is her best set of double unders. She's looking super calm. Don't worry about talking to me, Nat, just do the double unders. And she is flying for somebody who only learnt double unders this morning. Cube Jim, would you show your love and appreciation for Nat Smith, who is about to finish off, and she is done with the first 3 rounds. So she'll have 3 minutes rest, and then she will begin another 3 rounds. Now let's focus on Chapman, who is making her way back to the jump rope for the last time in this first 3 rounders, and she is done. And Chapman showing her skill on the jump rope, having no troubles whatsoever. In fact, I put the jinx on her and she had a slight fumble, but she's straight back in. And now she will get her 3-minute rest. So in 6:22, she will get a 3-minute rest. Now I'll just check in. What time's she going? What time's she going? So 5:37 for Nat Smith. So 6:22 for Chapman, 5:37 for Smith. And if you are just joining us, you are currently watching workout 3.19 of the Bay Games Grand Slam. Right now, both athletes are in the middle of the workout. This workout has 2 parts to it. 3 rounds for time, then an obligatory 3-minute rest, and then another 3 rounds for time. There's a 14-minute cap on this workout. Previously in the gents, we saw Khan Porter and Josh Sharp throw down. Only Khan Porter was able to finish that piece. So right now, both athletes are in that 3-minute rest. I believe Nat Smith is going at the 8:37 mark, so she's got roughly 1 more minute. And Tiff Chapman is going about another minute after that. So this second 3-rounder, the legs are particularly cooked. So it's going to be hard to pull this thing in under that 14 minutes. But if anyone can do it, these 2 ladies can. So we'll give them their rest, and then we'll jump into those next 3 rounds. And in fact, it's only 30 seconds until Nat Smith will commence her second set of 3 rounds. All right, Cube Gym, make some noise for Nat Smith as she attempts to finish this workout. She's going in 3, 2, 1, and she's away. Now this time, the dumbbell is a hang snatch, and she is flying on the dumbbells. Chapman with only a few moments rest. All right, Smith is away and she is on track to finish this under the 14 minutes, but it is going to be tight. She is on the mixed grip lunges and she is done with the first 8 minutes. Now Chapman is away, so Tiff Chapman begins her second part of this workout, but at the moment, your leader is Nat Smith. Chapman begins, or is in fact through the hang snatches. And Chapman has been very tactical from the start on the dumbbells. She is always rested with 1 snatch to go, so she can do that snatch and go straight into the lunges. And she begins her first lunges of round number 4 in this 6-rounder. Smith is on the double unders. We are 3 minutes and 45 seconds till the time cap. It is going to be tight for Smith to get this done. Her double unders are going to need to hold up. All right, she is on to round number 2. Now that first round took her about 2 minutes, so we are right in the pocket for this to get done, just under 14 minutes. She is going to have to move though. She begins her second round of hang snatches. As I say that, Chapman is returning on the lunges. Cube Gym, it's way too silent in here. Can you make some noise for Nat Smith? And Tiff Chapman, who is done with the dumbbells. She is on the jump rope. Smith really starting to put in on the dumbbells. You can see the pain face. And in fact, she needs to put them down before the lunges. She's shaking out her arms. And I tell you what, Chapman refuses to go away. She is working hard on the jump rope. And Nat Smith has roughly 2 minutes and 20 seconds to try and finish this second round and get a third round done. Dumbbells go on the ground momentarily. Those arms, she keeps shaking them out. And Chapman is on to round number 2 of this second 3-rounder. And she is looking so strong on those hang snatches, just muscle snatching the dumbbells. And Smith is done with the dumbbells for round number 5. We've got 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining. Can Smith get this done? One more snatch, and tactically, once again, Tiff puts it down before she begins her lunges. Meanwhile, Nat Smith is getting progressively better at double unders. 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining. Every rep will count on that leaderboard. And Smith is monstering the dumbbells overhead. Chapman really battling hard on the lunges, but she needs to put them down, so she just got across the 6 meter mark. Remember, with the lunges, you will be reset to your last 2 meter increment. 45 seconds remaining. Nat Smith is grinding it out on the dumbbells. Chapman gets to the turnaround point with the lunges. 30 seconds to go. Smith's on the lunges, Chapman's on the lunges. Every rep will count. 15 seconds to go. Will Smith hold on to them while she turns around? 10 seconds remaining, she does. Cube Gym makes some noise. 3, 2, 1, and time. And all the post-workout feels coming into play right now. I will let these athletes recover somewhat. Cube Gym, would you make some noise once again for the effort that these two women just put in? And Nat, before you go hugging audience members, I might I'll get, that's okay, that happens. Mate, can I just say, first of all, congratulations on your first workout with double unders.
Thank you.
They seem to get progressively better. Were they an issue for you at all?
They got progressively better as the day went on, so as the workout got on, they got a bit better.
I think I have to ask, are you just lying to us and you've done double unders for years, or you've really never done them before?
I'd love to say I was lying, but I'm not.
Now, talk me through this workout. Like, what's the sticking point? If you were to give some advice to somebody in your shoes that double unders are not necessarily a strength yet, how did you pace the other stuff out?
To be honest, I was just taking each exercise as it came, but I think a massive hats off to Tiff for lifting the heavier option. I know I couldn't have done it, so good job to Tiff.
The spirit of the Bay Games. Thank you so much, Nat. Tiff, are we good to talk? How are you feeling, mate?
I feel like those dumbbells need a reweigh. They got pretty heavy going through that, and yeah, it definitely just burnt the legs. Like those lunges, yeah, they were a killer.
Well, mate, I think you should be very proud because you did everything you could, and you were very tactical from the start. Would you advise people to do what you did in terms of after that 9th snatch each time, you definitely put the dumbbells down so you could do one more snatch and go into it?
Yeah, I feel like otherwise you're just doing another snatch to get one overhead. So it's kind of like with DT, how people break it up and they usually put the bar down for that last rep. Same sort of mindset going into that. Let me get a little bit of breath. Not that it helped that much, but yeah, definitely let the lungs get a bit of respite.
Now, I know that was pretty gruesome, but if you were to do it again, and you don't need to tell me if you are going to do that or not, but what would you do differently if you had to try it again?
I think the plan was okay. I think I rushed a little bit on the first set of double unders and screwed them up a bit. I just got my heart rate up unnecessarily. I might have even broken up the dumbbells a little bit more at the start, just like quick 5, quick 4, straight up. Yeah, and definitely putting the dumbbells down at the end. I know I failed on one of the lunges and had to come back, so that's always heartbreaking when you make a mistake like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you make some noise, please, once again for Tiff Chapman? All right, folks, so you've seen the workout go down a few times now. We've had 2 of the gents do it. We've had 2 of the ladies do it. After this break, we're going to have the master and the apprentice throw down. It's Brandon Hassick and Cody Edwards. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, folks, we have one more heat this evening for the Grand Slam workout 3.19. This is proving to be a tricky one, hey? 2 parts to this event. We've got 3 rounds for time, followed by 3 minutes rest, followed by another 3 rounds for time. The only person to finish it thus far in the entire world is a man who's just returned from the CrossFit Games, Mr. Khan Porter. So right now we've got 2 other gents that are going to throw down. We've got Cody Edwards and Brandon Hassick, and I might just check in with these gentlemen to see how they're trucking with it. Cody, I'll start with you. Based on what you've seen, mate, what's the general tactic here?
Try and pace the first 3 rounds, probably break up the snatches from the start. Yeah.
Okay, so break up the snatches from the start. Will you potentially go straight into the lunges, or we'll have another break there as well?
I'll try and go straight into it, yeah.
Brandon, I might get, are we going to, I can't help but play up the fact that we've got the master and the apprentice here. You heard what he just said as a tactic. Are we going to follow suit, or what have you got planned in terms of pacing this?
Yeah, I'll be very similar. Usually try and start pretty slow, and then if I can speed up, or just finish slow.
Absolutely. Are these dumbbells, these weights, are they light, heavy, medium for you?
Yeah, they should be heavy by the end of it, but they should start off pretty light, hopefully. So we'll see.
They seem to get heavier. That always happens in workouts. I don't know why that is. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this is the last heat for this evening here at the Cube Gym. Remember, 14-minute cap on this workout with an obligatory 3-minute rest in between the 2 3-rounders. Let's get it started, ladies and gentlemen. Gents, you have 10 seconds. Cube Gym, way too quiet in here. Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen, for these 2 men. 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, both men begin the double dumbbell snatch. You heard Cody Edwards say he's going to break this up from the start. And let's see if Brandon Hassick does the same. In fact, Brandon breaks it up first. And Brandon Hassick opting for a little power snatch. We saw Nat Smith do that in the last one. All right, and away we go. And both these gentlemen look very strong on the mixed grip dual lunge. And not putting the dumbbells down between the turnaround point of the lunges with Cody Edwards. Brandon Hassick opted to put it down before switching which dumbbell was overhead. Both these men are absolutely flying, ladies and gentlemen. The dumbbells are down. We've just ticked over the 1-minute mark, and they are on the double unders. So we're looking around that minute 30 pace for this first round, which is what's required if we want to see anyone finish this workout. Of course, Khan Porter is the only man to finish under the 14-minute time cap. And Brandon Hassick looks like he's going to go unbroken on the double unders. Yes, he has. So the first round down in around about a minute 35 for Brandon, and Cody Edwards is also done with his first round. Both men move into the second round of double dumbbell snatch. And as I said, Brandon Hassick moving beautifully through a power snatch. And Cody Edwards is now onto the snatch as well. He's got 5 to go. Brandon Hassick is almost through his second set of double dumbbell snatches. And Hassick is away, so super strong on the lunges is Brandon Hassick, and he is flying down the AstroTurf. In fact, he is moving almost as well as anyone, including the man that finished the workout, Khan Porter, on the lunges. We're 2 minutes and 39 seconds down. And Cody Edwards is on his way out with the lunges in round number 2. Brandon Hassick is returning in round number 2. All right, both dumbbells are down for Brandon Hassick. 3 minutes and 10 seconds have expired. Remember, the split time for Khan Porter was 4 minutes, so we're going to be behind that for these two gents, but not by much, as Brandon Hassick will be on to his third round at about the 3:30 mark. And in fact, he's on it right now at 3:30, as if on cue. So last round for Brandon, he shakes the arms out a little bit before going into his last round of double dumbbell snatches. Remember, only one head of the dumbbell needs to touch the ground in these full snatches. So Hassick breaks up this last set of snatches in the first 3 rounds. All right, Cody Edwards is on to round number 3. We're at 4 minutes and 10 seconds. And as I said before, Hassick just looks amazingly strong on the lunges. Really great overhead position, serving him well. And he's opting to put the dumbbells down in between the 2 8-meter increments. So at this rate, he's going to finish a touch over 5 minutes for the first piece. And that'll give him around about 5.5 minutes to complete the second 3 rounds. So Brandon Hassick starting to put a little bit of a gap between himself and his apprentice. He really stretching out the lunges on those last 2 reps, and he is on to his last 32 double unders. And as I say that, Cody Edwards is on to his last set of lunges in this first 3 rounders, but Hassick is going to pull in this workout, or the first part of this workout, in just a touch under 5:30, in fact 5:19 I believe. I'll get a check with the judge on that. The dumbbells go down for Cody Edwards. He's at 5:35, so still making lightning pace is Cody Edwards. He's got 1 set of lunges and 32 dumbbell unders to go. And he begins that last set of lunges before he gets a 3-minute rest. And he looks very strong on the lunges, and if anything, he is getting stronger on those dumbbells. So Edwards with 32 double unders to go before he gets the obligatory 3-minute rest. And a slight stumble there. So a few hiccups on the jump rope, but he'll still get to pull this event under the 7-minute mark at this rate. Only a couple of reps remaining for Edwards. And he is done in 6:44 unofficial. So he'll recommence his second 3 rounds at 9:44. Now, Brandon Hassick was done in 5:20, so at 8:20 he will be back on. And Brandon, if I can grab you, I know you've got a minute 20 rest right now, so don't eat into that too much. The lunges, mate, they look like a really strong point for you. Is it just a matter of get through those snatches?
I think so, yeah. We'll try and pick it up a bit this last one.
Do you think the hang snatches are potentially going to be an easier prospect or a harder prospect?
Maybe a little bit easier, hopefully. We'll see, yeah.
I hope so too for you, mate. Well, best of luck. You're going to have roughly 5 minutes and 40 seconds to try and complete these second set of 3 rounds. So this is the last heat of the Bay Games Grand Slam Workout 3.19. We've got Brandon Hassick and Cody Edwards, 2 good mates, 2 business partners working out next to each other. And in 20 seconds, Hassick will begin his second 3 rounds. And Cube Jim, would you go ahead and make some noise for these guys, please? Give it up. They're beginning in 5, 3, 2, 1, and Brandon Hassick is away. Remember, you must deadlift the dumbbells for the beginning of the set of hang snatches. And we asked Brandon, and he said he thought the hang snatches might be a little bit easier, and I dare say he is making them look a bit easier as well. He took a break in each set of the snatches in the first 3 rounds. He's doing the same now. And this is going to be very touch and go. He did the first 3 rounds in 5:20. He'll need to do this in 5:40 to get through it. Taking a tactical break once again before the lunges. And we saw that the lunges were a particular strong movement for Brandon Hassick. And how strong does he look on those mixed grip dual lunges? Just flying down the AstroTurf is Brandon Hassick. The dumbbells go down at the end. So remember, we've only seen one athlete finish this event. It was Khan Porter. Brandon Hassick looks to be the next man to do so. Now, Josh Sharp was also very close to finishing. And as I say that, Cody Edwards begins his 4th round of this workout, if you like, or the second of the 3-round efforts. Now, Hassick is on the jump rope. I'll get a split time for you in a moment. He's probably going to pull this in around about the 145. And would almost have him finishing exactly on 14 minutes. It's going to be tight, ladies and gentlemen. Edwards with one last snatch to go, and he gets the dumbbells up. In fact, they go back down before the lunges. So at 10:20, Brandon Hassick begins his second set of hang snatches. Remember, there's 2 22.5s in the hands of these gents, so it's not a light dumbbell snatch, that's for sure. Cody Edwards is marching down the AstroTurf on his first of the 3 rounds. And the snatch is starting to get heavy for both these gents. Hassick is bowed forward before picking the dumbbells back up. He's got 3 more snatches to do in round number 5. We've got 3 minutes on the clock. All right, so we are 11 minutes and 15 seconds expired. Brandon Hassick continues to look strong on the lunges. Edwards is fighting super hard on the lunges right now, trying to return to the double unders in round number 4. There is 2.5 minutes remaining until cap. Hassick has slowed in this round on the dumbbells. It's going to be hard to see him getting through from here, but every rep will count on the leaderboard. The dumbbells are back up for him to return to the double under in this 5th round, and he continues to look strong on the lunges. Edwards is on his 4th round of double unders. But Brandon Hassick proves to be the master in this friendship between these two gents. Both men are bowed over. We've got 1:50 remaining. And both of them look to the clock, knowing that now they are fighting hard for reps that will go on the leaderboard. At this point in time, the question is, will Brandon Hassick be overtaking Josh Sharp? Sharp was on the lunges in round number 3. Hassick is moving towards the start of round 3. 1:15 seconds remaining. Edwards begins round 5, or the second round, and in fact he gets a no rep there, so the dumbbells can't go to the shoulders. These gents are putting it all out on the line. There's 55 seconds remaining. Coombe Jim, make some noise for me. I like that. 45 seconds remaining. Hasek really starting to dig on the snatches. 35 seconds remaining in workout 3.19. Hasek goes straight overhead and he is into the lunges. He's got 25 seconds. I wonder if he'll try to hang on and turn around. He's got the right arm overhead. Is he going to stay there? He is going to turn around. 13 seconds remaining. Can Hasek get through the lunges? They go down now. He looks cooked. Edwards is trying to finish the snatches. 3, 2, 1, and time. Wowee. What an event we have for workout 3.19 of the Grand Slam. As you can see, there is carnage on the competition floor. These two sparring partners, these two great mates and business partners, putting it all out there, and they have not moved. They have not moved since the workout is finished. Hasek gets to his feet now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what an event we have. And boys, I might grab you over here when you're ready for a quick chat. I'll give you the respect you deserve for a little bit of a bit more of a break. Fellas, Cody, I might start with you, mate, just because you're next to me. The hang snatch or the ground snatch, neither one's nice, but which one did you fare better with?
The start, but I was fresher. The first round was a lot easier.
How did the breaking up go? I saw you break it up after the first 5 snatches. And
I wanted to go 6-4 and just try and hold, but that broke down real quick.
Yeah, it's not a light snatch. Brandon, mate, I couldn't get over how strong you looked on the lunges. It was the snatches that proved to be the thing that slowed.
Yeah, they just got heavy towards the end, didn't they? Shoulders were cooked, heart rate was up. Had it a bit.
Absolutely, mate. You were fighting hard. Now, I'm not too sure if you'll do it again, but if you were, would you take a different tactic maybe in the first 3 rounds to give yourself a bit of juice for the second 3 rounds?
I don't think I could have gone any slower, so maybe just get fitter.
Get fitter, that's a good tactic. That's always a good tactic. Cube Jim, would you make some noise for these two gentlemen throwing down? All right, folks, we'll come back after a quick break and wrap this thing up. That's the end of the heats this evening for the Grand Slam workout 3.19. Like I said, let's hear from our sponsors one more time, and then we'll wrap this thing up for you. All right, folks, that's about all we've got for you tonight from the Cube Gym here in beautiful Sydney, Australia. You know what? It's over to you now. So if you're a competitor, this is what you need to do from here. First of all, as we spoke about earlier, download the movement standards. Make sure you're familiar with what you can and can't do. There'd be nothing worse than throwing down, getting a great score, and then realizing you made a silly mistake on one of the rules. Once you've done that, submit your score, jump online, and have a look at the leaderboard. Remember, you've got 6 days to do this workout, so plenty of chances to redo. And something like this, which is very tactical, you definitely do well to test it early, maybe try it again, and then choose your tactic and do it maybe even a 3rd time. Now, before we depart from here, I'd like to once again thank our apparel partners, RenegadeX, and I'd like to thank you guys, the crowd. Give yourself a round of applause. And of course, I'd like to thank the Cube Gym for having us here, and also the athletes that threw down this evening. Weren't they sensational? That's all from us this evening. See you on the leaderboard. Train smart.